I want to understand where you're going. So yes, that I'm coming about 8 years of
There was
Obasanjo. You could see.
transition back and forth
Yes.
before we went on to Obasanjo. So he also inherited a good Nigeria. It's not like
Obasanjo
he built it
never
from the
inherited.
ground
Let me
up
tell
like
you,
Dubai.
the Nigeria inherited by Obasanjo was worse than what any other person could claim that he
How
inherited.
would you say, what was our debt? What was the situation? How was it worse?
Okay, that's what I'm trying to break down. When Obasanjo became president, Nigeria had $32 billion external debt that was not serviceable. Nigeria had foreign reserve of only $5 billion, $3.9 billion in Cumbad. Nigeria was a pariah nation, isolated. Now, Obasanjo took output. Let me tell you, crude oil output was at about 1.7, 1.8 million barrels. Crude oil prices was even lower than the cost of production. It was $17.35. In fact, throughout Obasanjo's first term, crude oil price never went above 28.75.
But you know,
Dollar
bear in
per
mind
barrel.
that economically to the population plays a huge role when it comes to how we thrive economically. As at the time of Obasanjo, we didn't have this much population.
No, please go. See,
So that would also be a factor.
no, it's not. That's the mistake we make. China is 1.4 billion people.
But China, goes with, they came up with a policy. Do you think that so far no administration has really given, a lot of focus to the growing population?
There is nothing. See, your growing
That's not factored
your
in.
growing population is an advantage.
Yeah, but now, do you think also Obasanjo in his regime or in his administration, did he come up to address the issue of growing population? Were there policies?
Please,
Because
please,
that has to be factored in
Please come off
economically.
it. Let
as
me
well.
tell you. Come off it. China had. Let me tell you. See, the mistake we make is when we. Let me tell you. In the old, I come from the southeast of Nigeria. I come from the place, the land of the rising sun. My forefathers, I grew up knowing my grandfather in the old eastern Nigeria. In fact, men marry 4 wives so that they can produce more children. Because the more children you have and you put them into active productivity, the more the economy of the family. The population growth is not the issue.
It's one of the issues.
It's not.
So how do you feed over when we are projected to be up to 500 million by
You see,
2050?
if you hand over this country to me as a person with this current population, as God lives, in 2 years, this country will be, you will look for people you will not see.
Okay, so
That is the truth. It's terrible, atrocious, incompetent, dumb leadership across all the spaces.
Okay, Dr. Nemeka now, how do you think the system of government now hampers economic growth? Is there a link? Do you think that the state government, they have a role to play? What are some lapses that you think contributes to?
Now you're coming to the root of the problem. We always talk about, let me tell you, based on the constitutional and physical framework we have in Nigeria, even as faulty as it is, if we have the right people with the right head in the place of authority from Aso Rock to 36 states to 44 local government in Nigeria, 8,809 electoral votes, as faulty as our constitutional and physical
But
percent.
we have a lot of literates in the country.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
we don't have, let me tell you, the literacy level in Nigeria, some of us say it is 52. From what I see, it's not even up to 45%. There are many graduates in Nigeria who are actually illiterates.
So whose fault is it?
It's our fault. There's no victim. We are collectively accomplished. We are collectively accomplished. Let me tell you, the truth is, every man has a role to play in nation building.
Yeah.
This is one country. This is one country. Do you know, sometimes I say to people, anybody who cares to listen, that Nigeria was actually the place God created Eden. Do you know, if you remove Nigerians, the way, with our mindset, if you remove a majority of Nigerians from Nigeria today and take them to Japan, and move the Japanese to Nigeria, in 10 years, the Japanese will turn it into paradise. Those guys there will turn it into Hades. It's our minds, it's our mindset. Each and every one of us need to change our mindset.
Dr. Nemeka, we'll come back to you. Afolabi, thank you for staying on the line. So at this point, we'll have to try to connect with Yomi Benson so that we can continue with the conversation as well. But Afolabi, what are your thoughts on everything said so far? And, you talked about the fact that we're not ready for independence. You gave your reasons. Yeah, I asked Dr. Nameka about the federal system. What do you think about the system of government that is practiced in the country? Do you think that contributes to whatever kind of stagnation in quotes that we may be facing politically today?
Yeah, please. I cannot really get you very well. If I can you please rephrase that question one more
Can you
time,
hear
please?
me? Okay, you know what? Just wrap your thoughts on what you think about everything going on so far. Why we are where we
Okay,
are
good,
politically? Yeah.
good, good. I think first of all, I like the approach that the doctor is taking this conversation to, in terms of how Nigerians find themselves here. You see, the quality of leadership that you get determines on the quality of the people in the country. Are you getting me? So now, the quality of leaders that we have today is because of the nature of the Nigerian citizens themselves. I also want to agree with what the doctor said, that there is no nation that is not corrupt. It is the level of corruption. I mean, the corruption index has even the United States of America, as advanced as they are even well far corrupt. And a lot of people will talk about that crime rate is right increasing in Nigeria. There are countries in the world whose crime rate is far higher. Go to South Africa. In South Africa, crime is committed every 30 seconds in South Africa. The statistics are there for you.
Yeah.
So I can go on and on. Now, what the problem now we have is that Nigerians themselves we need to have a complete orientation, national orientation on each citizen. And some of us are assuming for that suggest that one, politicians need to be looked into. We need to demonetize our politics.
Okay.
We need to let politics become less attractive so that it will not attract people who want to masturbate themselves at the corridor of power at the expenses of the generality of the Nigerian citizen.
All right.
So that we will not attract people who want to amass wealth. Okay, let me give an instance. I've seen so many.
We're on the clock.
I've seen so many